Good evening, everybody. My name's Vecwolf, but you can call me John. I just spent the last 8 hours watching a TV show called Gen V. Binge watched the entire show, 8 episodes, an hour long practically. And oh boy, oh boy, I was wrong about this show from the get go. When it first was announced back in when was it? I don't know. I don't remember when it was announced, but when it started gaining popularity back in summer this year, I didn't care about it because it is a spin-off show from a popular franchise, which is from The Boys, and I just didn't really give a shit about it. I'm gonna be completely honest. I'm like, all right, whatever. You're following the new generation within this franchise. I don't care. But oh boy, I was wrong on so many levels. Visual, yes. I was wrong in so many points where I was like, I don't care about it. This is gonna be garbage, and I was wrong. This is like top tier with The Boys, and it was like perfect. It was a perfect way to just add to the collection, which is perfect when it comes to building a world like this, and it's a great way to build up season 4 of The Boys, which is coming out next year, which I am excited for. But anyway, this show practically follows a new generation of youngsters. I don't know their specific age, whether they're teenagers, like young teens, or 20s higher. I don't know. Everyone's doing drugs and drinking and stuff. It's really hard to tell what age is everyone at. But let's just say they are appropriate age, and so the rest of this doesn't be any weirder. But we follow a group of young adults, I will say that, understanding and discovering what their school got you, I think it truly is. And it's pretty much like a big game of Scooby-Doo and trying to reveal the monster, or what, I don't know. I've never seen Scooby-Doo, so whatever where reveal. But that's pretty much what this is. And just like follow through is very interesting. I mean, I'm gonna go and start with the first con here, though. It's really irritating. It's one of these kind of shows where, like, we know the mystery. The audience already knows it. We know what it's called. We know what they're doing. We know the problem. We know if they succeed, this is what's gonna happen. We know what's going to happen. But the characters, they don't know. They have no clue. So it's one of those kind of shows or stories where the characters don't know and we get to see their reaction, which is so much fun. It was pretty irritating to watch. It's like, yeah, that's pretty fucking cool. But anyway, continuing on, it's like that was already the first pet peeve about this show I had. So let's move on to the plot here, which I'm gonna try to keep non spoiler, so I won't keep any promises to you, but I will try to do it. Anyway, the plot pretty much brings us. We meet this girl, Marie, and she has these cool blood abilities. She had a tragic past. Cool. There's a character named Kate. She has some cool, like, if she touches you, you do what she says, whatever, like, kind of like, I guess, like, mind control. And she had a tragic past when she was younger. We have this guy named Andre. He's got, like, cool metal abilities. He's like Magneto but weaker. I don't know if he had a tragic backstory. I don't think he did, so that's cool. There's this character named Jordan who's this like cool, can switch from a male to female and has like supersonic punches. The powers of that person, I have no clue what it is, it's very vague. But they have some cool powers, and I don't think they had a tragic backstory. There's this character named Emma. She can shrink small, but how she does it is just puking. So, yeah, she didn't have a tragic backstory, but she has a very not friendly mother. There's this guy named Sam who's the brother of Golden Boy who killed himself in the very first 5 minutes of the show. That's a lie. But yeah, so overall, a lot of these characters, which at first with watching this show, I hated all of them. I mean, besides Sam, I didn't know about him, but generally, I hated a lot of these characters because they're all teenagers, they're all douchey little brats, and they're all just doing drugs, doing cocaine, whatever, drinking, getting in trouble. Oh, they killed someone. Oh my god. I just very unlikable characters the very first time you meet them. But the more you progress throughout the show, the more you get to see them, the true colors of them, and understanding their character arcs and how with the process they're going with each other, and it's very beautiful to see how we start and how we end with the show, and it was a very nice journey. Now, of course, you can't have a journey with a TVMA show, whatever. You can't have it without every character having sex. And oh boy, oh golly, this show loved doing that. Every character was practically getting it down hard, doing the forbidden jutsu, having a handshake with the milkman. Everyone was getting down with each other, and it's crazy. It's crazy. They put the idol to shame of how many sex scenes they actually have in here. And I was truly just like, all right, another sex scene. All right, whatever. It's crazy. There's more sex scenes than there's actual scenes with characters using their powers for attacking each other, which is kind of odd. But I'm like, this is a young adult TV show in the world of The Boys, so I'm like, okay, this is pretty on par with what I'm expecting here. But besides the point, it was very interesting to see how every character interacted with each other, and in the end of the day, how it ended, it was very, very interesting. Now, the show does not have in my opinion, I'm trying to find the word, but how it ends, we're just gonna skip kind of a little bit through it because a lot of what I want to say kind of does involve spoilers, which let's try to say it. Practically, they go through the same steps, right? They're gonna break into the thing. Nothing works, so they try it again, and it doesn't really work. And to a point where it's just like everything kind of happens for them. For a great example is like the main character Marie. Everything bad that happens to her is actually a good thing, and it's it's just like, okay, so things are just happening to you instead of you doing the things for the plot. It's like she's kind of like a passive character where things just happen around her and she kind of goes throughout it. So it's kind of one of those main character plot lines is not really fun and engaging. I found a lot of other characters more engaging than Marie, but Marie became a lot more engaging by the end of the show, especially what she does at the end. It's like, okay, there's a lot more enjoyable from the beginning and the end. During the entire middle, she was kind of just like kind of being flown around because she didn't have much to do, which was a shame for the main character. I do believe it's like, you didn't really have much to do. You had one thing bad happen to you. Oh, look at that, something really good happened to you. So this was kind of a good thing at the end of the day. Oh, something bad happened to you. Oh, this is actually a good thing in the end of the day. So it's like you're being flown across. A lot of characters had a lot more depth into them, and it's like, okay, I can see how you work to that and how bad things happen to you. Oh shit. Almost had to sneeze there. I may have to still sneeze here. Wonderful. Anyway, back to what I was saying. So that's kind of like some pet peeves about the show. It's like if you are easily noticing these kind of like small things here, it's like, okay, that can kind of piss you off. But generally, in the end of the day, when we get to the end of the show, it was really, really fun and really enjoyable, especially that cameo at the end. I'm just simply going to say it. Homelander shows up. He shows up as a quick cameo, which I really wish it wasn't just a cameo. I wish it was kind of a bigger thing. But of course, he's like, okay, I understand why it was a cameo. This is not his show. He shouldn't be the main star at the end of the thing. But he shows up and he does, quick little one-liner. He's like it's like, oh shit, Homelander, and his theme starts playing. I'm like, all right, this is fun. This is actually really enjoyable. And how it ends, especially some of those post-credit scenes, it was like, okay, build up to season 4. I'm enjoying it. I'm ready for it. And so I'm really hoping at the end of this, Marie and a couple of these other characters do show up for season 4 and actually play a big part into it. I hope they're not just gonna show up for like a brief few seconds and then just like, all right, skedaddle, we're gone, goodbye, hello, get the hell out of here. I really hope they're gonna be a big part into the season 4 of The Boys, which I do believe they will be, especially some of the characters that they did show and the season finale here. Definitely gonna hopefully do a big impact in season 4, which this show was pretty much just a huge plot build up for it, and like we're ready to go now. So now let's get into the ranking here. Gonna go ahead and give our let's sit down at the dinner table, get your things ready to go, because it's time for our on. It's our time for on main meal. I can't speak right now. I'm trying to find words. I just can't get it for you. This show is a very on, on par to The Boys, and was definitely top tier with it. I won't say it's like the best project from The Boys so far. Probably below like one or two seasons from The Boys, but generally this show was a joy to watch, and it kept me engaged, and like I was never disengaged from it. So I'm gonna have to give this a 8.9 out of 10 chicken burgers. This is a pretty high rating, but I do believe that it is a very good rating. So I'm not gonna really do hand signs for it, but you know what I'm saying here, and that's all I have for you tonight. Have a good one.